Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Krypton. Today we'll be talking about tax. Now, can I just get a show of hands quickly? Can everyone raise their hands if you use TikTok, Instagram, or any other social media platform? Should see all hands raised, right? Let's take down... No, keep them up. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Who's used Skype here? Anyone? Skype? MSN? It's got quite a few hands. Now, as we know, the digital market is growing. You guys can drop your hands. The digital market is growing. In fact, we're looking at a £10 billion ad spend for 2025. 43% of UK citizens have an online side hustle. But there's one big thing, and that is the £46.8 billion tax gap. Now, you might be wondering, how did we come to this tax gap? Well, we'll get to there in a second. But one thing that we need to know at this point is that this tax gap was not derived because of tax evasion or that people tried to run away. It was never that. The influencers you are watching on screen didn't try to escape to a different country. But it's because the entrepreneurs find it very hard to understand how to file taxes. We need a way for them to speak to someone, package their figures, and send it off as a simple file. Get it all written down, and so they're sending off the right amount of tax.
And this is where we come in. So just think, but we're automating, not you thinking. You're filing your numbers quickly with automation. So not only are we automating your taxes, we're making sure that you have CFO on hand at all times, 24/7, that would be able to drive in your business, make sure that you're going forward before you crash. So we have these solutions which stand out.
Now, when we're looking at the specific market of influencers and creators who are not targeting startups themselves, who are creating a different niche of themselves, sorry, Finko, that's a different proposition for us. We're looking at tax planning as well as scenario planning, very new, but we're looking at that as the spot where they all live in. When we're looking at creators, they don't live on your usual P&L and balance sheet statements. They have their Google Analytics, they have their Stripe, and they have their Zoho platforms where they are working on. Existing platforms like Zoho and QuickBooks and even Xero cannot access that. This is where we come in. Now, when we're looking at the market themselves, we're looking at TAM itself to be 4.3 million creators just in the UK. When we look at the world, that number becomes 100 million. When we're looking at the SAM itself, which means the number of people that we want to look at in the first 10 years as being potential customers, we know that that number is going to be 400,000 people, which each of which has about £10,000 which is to give to taxations. Now, finally, when you're looking at the initial people, the first 3 years itself, the initial people that you want to onboard onto our platform, we have about 20,000 people, each of which pays over £10,000 in taxation, simply because they don't know how to manage their own taxation benefits as well. Now, when you come to the propositions that we have, we already told you what we're looking at. But let's look at the segments that we're trying to look at. Now, firstly, it's going to be freelancers. Secondly, it's going to be your YouTubers, your creators, your podcasters. And thirdly, it's going to be the small businesses whose revenues and P&L statements are not going to be made just by Xero. Finally, we're looking at our revenue segments, the first one being your first 500 transactions completely on us. We're going to be able to firstly show you what does this look like? What does this platform allow you to do? And finally, if you're trying to monetize as well, we have a pro platform as well as a Teams platform.
Cool. So now we want to show the app that we built. It's called Think. I know it's a bit similar, but basically there's the dashboard for AI CFO, which gives you information about financial health, tax liability, and cash runaway. We've built some tools like Chat, which hopefully will be built. The idea is to be built on financial LLM, so it means it gives you more accurate answers, as well as AI scenarios, so you can simulate anything you want to know, such as can I afford to hire someone. The key feature that we want to show today is integration. So over to you, Summer.
Thank you, Anna. So we have built a demo to show how our platform actually works. So this is an example of a subscription by a YouTuber who is a user of our platform. So this will be automatically captured on our platform. As you can see, the chair is blocking it. But there's an API integration with your bank. So this transaction is automatically captured. And what our AI would do is that we will help you to classify this transaction as a business expense. So the most painful thing in filing tax is that you want to go through all your transactions and you need to file them manually. So this will be done by our AI. And all this will be stored on our blockchain. And the reason that we're doing that is because we want to promote total immutability and transparency. So this helps to make our platform more recognizable and trustworthy. And the reason that we're doing that is because there are so many tax assistants out there. And what makes us stand out is because we are more compliant with the regulatory bodies. And besides that, we could also provide you insights. For example, you can see that everyone knows we have different tax brackets, and these tax brackets will also affect your taxes. So in this case, we have a 60,000 income, and we can advise you to actually put 5,000 into your pension so that it could drive your tax down to 20%, and it saves you £1,000. So these are the insights that our AI can provide, and that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Krypton.